Hi, guys. Sorry. I'm trying to make my Instagram work and it's not working. So I'm going to have to put it on something else. How is everybody doing today? Welcome, welcome. I'm going to have to do something different because that didn't work. Jump on, share with your friends. Let's talk about our kids are making us yell while I set up this Instagram thing to go live. Okay, so let's just talk about that. Let's get this going. All right. And then we'll have it everywhere you are and I am. So let's go live. And oh, wait, this is not stable. Hold on. Things are falling. Okay, now I'm live. I'm live on Instagram. I'm live on Facebook. I'm live wherever you're watching. And I apologize for the delay. We're talking about parents that tell me, and I just had a parent tell me, my kids make me yell. So that's what we're talking about today. Do your kids actually make you yell? All right. Hi, Aditi. Am I saying your name right? I hope so. Join in, share this out. Let's talk about this. Super excited to have you on with me today. As we are doing what? As we are going forward with our, hold on a minute, I have to do something. Someone's sending me a message. As we are going forward with our talk today about yelling, you know how I am, I want you guys to really consider two questions. Oh, I'm so glad. And I'm so happy you're with me. I love having you guys here. So I want you to consider these two questions. And if you are willing, please put it in the comments. Okay. I got to make sure I can see comments. All right. Sorry. I got two things going on here. So I would like you to put it in the comments. Two questions. The first question is, why do you yell? Why do you think you yell? That's the first question. The second question is, do you believe that your children make you yell? Okay, so here's the two questions. Do you believe your children make you yell? And why do you yell? They're actually two different things. Okay, so let's talk about this because you know, or you may not know, that I am on a mission to help 10 million parents stop yelling at their kids. Why? Because it is so harmful to children, and people don't even realize this. And while I'm getting started, and while you guys are joining me, and thank you so much for joining me, I want you to know that this Saturday, I am doing a 4-hour class on how to be a yell-free family. No yelling. I'm going to teach you how. It is free to join. You don't have to pay me money to be there. You can get a VIP ticket and upgrade, but you can also get that free. So when you go to yellfreefamily.com, yellfreefamily.com, and if you're watching on Facebook and many other things, you'll see it scrolling across the screen. Aditi, go to yellfreefamily.com. Maybe I can put it in the comments if I'm this talented. Yell Free Family. Whoops. Family. Give me some time here because I'm not so great at this. Send. Okay, yellfreefamily.com. Got that? All right. Are you guys there? Are you all there? I hope you're there. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Give me some kind of emoji if you can hear me. Yeah, Anupam, thank you. Yellfreefamily.com. So you must be able to hear me. All right. 4 hours on Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern time. So that starts at 10 a.m. Eastern time, 9 Central, 8 Mountain, 7 Pacific, and then wherever else you are in the world. You can, adapt to Eastern time. All right. So if you want to stop yelling at your kids, and I guarantee you your children want you to stop yelling at them, attend the class. I know it's a 4-hour commitment, but honestly, I can't teach you everything in a short live broadcast. Okay. Hi, Catered. Thank you for coming. Kat. Hi, Natalie. Okay. So let's talk about, if you don't know who I am, let me just give you a brief introduction. If you're new to my broadcast, I'm Celia Kibler. I am the author of the award-winning One a Mom's Choice Award book, Raising Happy Toddlers, How to Build Great Parenting Skills and Stop Yelling at Your Kids. This is a manual, guys. It's literally a manual. You can look up whatever's going on, find a chapter of successful solutions, okay? So you put on your shelf, my comm shelf, put on your comm shelf, and you got something going on, look it up. Kids are throwing a tantrum, spouse is not on board with you, getting grief from your grandparents, going to school, chapter on that, having difficult conversations, chapter on that, handling tantrums, all in there. It's a manual. Get it. You can get it at celiasbooks.com. Direct links to Amazon, celiasbooks.com. Okay, so let's talk about my kids make me yell. So who in this discussion on these various platforms believes that your child makes you yell at them? Give me like emojis, hearts, yes, say yes in the comment. Give me some comment if you believe your child makes you yell at them. Okay? Because here's the truth. Nobody makes you yell. You could get triggered. They can certainly trigger you, and things do trigger you. Things like, your own personal challenges, like you didn't get enough sleep, you're hungry, you're thirsty, you're having too much stress at work. You come home and the kids are fighting with each other. There are things that can trigger you, but here is what is important. Nobody makes you yell. Yes, Chadima, I'm so happy you have learned better. No one makes you yell but you. You make a conscious decision to yell at whomever you're yelling at. It is your decision. Why? Because look at it this way, perspective. If I am in the same situation and my child is doing the same thing your child is, and I intentionally do not yell, I will not yell at that child. I will make a decision, whatever they're triggering, anger, feeling bad, whatever it is, I will choose not to yell. And you possibly will choose to yell. It's a choice. Everything's a choice. And that's the reality of life. Everything is a choice. We decide to yell. We decide to laugh. We decide to spend time with our child. We decide to eat. We decide to sleep. We decide to do our work. We don't. Our child decides to do their homework or not do their homework. Our child decides to argue with us or not argue with us. It's all a choice. Everything in life is a choice coming from perspectives. And thank you for sharing, Chadima. Thank you so much for sharing, honey. Coming from various perspectives. Realize that there are two perspectives involved in your house between you and your child. So your perspective is one way of looking at things, and your child's perspective is one way of looking at things, and you will never look at things exactly the same. Well, then how do I help my child? You help by teaching. You help by being a role model. You help by choosing to be calm, recognizing when you are triggered, and triggers are for them too. What makes kids irritable are the same things that make you irritable. They're hungry. They're thirsty. They want control. There's not enough control in their home that they're getting. They're not getting enough choices. But keep in mind that choices are only for negotiable things. There are no choices when things are non-negotiable. I had a parent talk to me about their child fights them when they hold hands to go into a parking lot. Well, that is not a choice. You don't ask your little toddler, would you like to hold my hand or not? No, because if they don't hold your hand, chances are they're going to get hit by a car. Not a choice. You take that hand, even if they cry or fight you. You take that hand. Yes, be a role model. Show them how to manage emotions. Exactly. You are their strongest role model. And if you're screaming and yelling and hitting whatever it is you're doing, guess what? You're throwing a tantrum. You get upset when they throw tantrums. Stop modeling tantrums. You are throwing a tantrum if you are yelling, screaming, and hitting your child. A tantrum is an unreasonable, out of control reaction to an emotion. That's what you're doing when you're screaming, yelling, and hitting. So I want you to think about these things. What we do, they do in abundance. Yes, we give permission to our children. We give them permission to do anything we do. So it's not just modeling, it's permission. People that are like, oh, my child's hitting, so I'm going to spank them. Well, that is illogical because they hit and you're going to hit them so that they don't hit. You just gave them permission to hit. You literally just gave them permission to hit by hitting them. You are not teaching them not to hit. You are teaching them to hit. If you can hit them, they can hit someone else. Everything you do, you give them permission to do. So if you are screaming and yelling at your child, then you are also giving them permission to scream and yell. Anger and rage creates more anger and rage. Calm creates more calm. So if you want a calmer home, you have to learn how to be personally calmer. How can I gain patience? How can I teach my children to be calmer? What can I do to role model a positive behavior, a positive reaction to being disappointed? We're all going to be disappointed in life, and setting up your child to be happy all the time or setting them up to not experience disappointment is setting them up for failure. We have to know how to be disappointed. We have to know how to respond to it in a constructive, productive way. Things don't go our way. It's okay. It's not a big deal. We learn from it. We put our all into something. We do something to the best of our ability, and an outcome comes out from that. And possibly it's an outcome we didn't want. We don't scream and yell. We don't get all frustrated. In fact, we look at what we did. We worked very hard on this. And if for your child, we worked very hard on building this block building, and it fell down. Now they can cry and scream and throw a tantrum, or you as their parent go, okay, honey, no big deal. You know what? Let's look at how you built it, and let's think about how we can build it even better so it stands up stronger. Maybe the base was too small and it needs to be wider. When things don't go right, that's when we help our child understand that we plan a new direction. We look at what we did and we figure out how to do it better. That's what we learn from mistakes, from failures. If you're in the comments, tell me what the opposite of success is. What is the opposite of success? Anyone know? My VPK son class is teaching them about feelings this week. Great. And you can discuss it with them and you can help them to even understand it better. So tell me what the opposite of success is. And while you're telling me that, I'm going to build on that. Okay, so one person has already put in failure. Failure is the opposite of success. And I want to tell you guys that failure, although strongly believed to be the opposite of success, is not the opposite of success. The only opposite of success is giving up. When we give up, we will never become successful. When we fail, we are learning from the failure, and it is on the road to success. No one ever experiences success without failure, without mistakes. So failure is not the opposite. Failure is part of the stepping stones towards success. And it's an important thing to remind your children and encourage your children. Makes sense now, right? Right. Okay, so the only opposite of success is giving up. So another life skill to teach your child is never give up. All right, so let's address emotions, since Chadima's son is learning about emotions. Many people will think there's good emotions and bad emotions. If you think that, give me some comment. In reality, emotions are merely emotions. We're angry, we're mad, we're happy, we're excited, we're disappointed, we're encouraged, we're inspired. They are simply emotions. There is no good or bad category. But what is good or not so good, and I don't even like the word bad, what is good or not so good is the way we respond to those emotions. So if I get angry, I calm myself down, I relax myself, and I'll be teaching you some calming ways if you join our yellfreefamily.com masterclass. Go to yellfreefamily.com. You have to register because there's limited enrollment. It is live. There's time for Q&A. It is free to join Saturday, okay? And I'll be giving you some tips on ways you can help your child to calm down. But a reaction to being mad or angry or disappointed and throwing things and yelling and hitting and having a tantrum and screaming at your kids, that is a not so good reaction to you being disappointed in them. And you're teaching them a not so good reaction for them when they experience disappointment. So it is the reaction that can go into a category of good or not so good. It is not the emotion. Emotions are simply emotions, and we're born with lots of them. One emotion we're not born with is compassion. Compassion, the act of recognizing someone else's feelings, we are not born with. Sharing is an act of compassion. Children have to be taught to share. If possible, can we have a recorded version of this when it's done? So, who said that? Chinaka. It will stay. Where are you watching it? If you're watching it on Facebook, it's going to stay on Facebook. If you're watching it on YouTube, it will stay there. Anywhere you're watching it, it will not be deleted. It will stay live. So you can watch it wherever it is you're watching this. On Instagram, if you're watching, I will share it when I'm done with this so that you can rewatch it. It's very important, okay? Because yelling at your kids, screaming at your kids is creating a fearful child that lacks confidence and self-esteem. Let me say that again. Yelling, screaming, aggressive behavior in parenting creates a child that is afraid, fearful, insecure, lacks confidence, lacks value, and lacks self-esteem. So, if you want a child who is confident, who believes in themselves, who wants to be more than they'd ever been before by growing and showing their best stuff, stop yelling at them. I am so adamant about this. This is why I am doing a 4-hour masterclass on Saturday for free. I am not going to impact 10 million parents making everyone pay for everything. I want you to have the tools. I want you to be intentional. I want you to turn that family around. Wouldn't it feel good not to yell at your kids? How do you guys feel when you do yell at your kids? When you lose control and you yell at them? Do you feel good afterwards? Do you know I've asked that question to thousands of parents, and I have never received, "Oh, I feel great." Every parent feels defeated, feels like a bad parent. Every parent I talk to, they do not feel good when they yell at their kids. And I guarantee you, I will tell you one other thing. Your kids never want to be yelled at. I had a parent actually say to me, "My child likes being yelled at." No, your child doesn't. Do you like being yelled at? I had another parent ask me, "Well, there are appropriate times to hit a child." No. When is it appropriate for me to hit you? Never. It's never appropriate to hit a child, especially when you can learn a better way. Our parents screamed at us for everything, but we managed to get here. True. But you managed to get here with a lot of baggage. When we scream at kids, answer me these questions. Do you second guess yourself? Do you make a decision? You're like, I'm not so sure. I don't know what people are going to think of me if I speak up. Do you wonder about that? Well, if I do this, what will people think? All of that's put there from yelling parents and aggressive parenting. I don't think I'm good enough. Everything I do is wrong. Your child thinks that every day. And the opposite of that is that they think everything I do is bad. And I'm a bad kid. Is that what you want for your child? You grow up being a people pleaser. Me too. You grow up two ways. You come out being a people pleaser, or you come out being angry and raging. And there's a lot of anger and rage in this world. And there's a lot of people's opinions that are going to tell you need to be yelling at that kid. You need to be hitting that kid. You need to put them in their place. Do you need to be put in your place? With that person telling you to put that child in the place, like you to put them in their place? What does that even mean? We are here to raise the miracle we gave birth to. When we held that baby in our arms and we cried over that child and cried. When we did that, did we think, oh, in a couple of years, I'm just going to beat the crap out of this kid? It is illogical. When there is a better way. I've raised 5 children. 2 I gave birth to, 3 I gained through marriage. I've been successfully parenting a blended family for over 29 years. I've been a real life parent for over 41 years. I did it without yelling and aggression. Did I never yell? No, I'm sure I yelled a few times. I guarantee you probably can't count them more than on one hand. Why? Because it's unnecessary. Because there are ways to encourage a child to cooperate and to listen and to want to do it the first time you asked. You managed to get here, but think about this. Therapy, coaching, all of that, counseling, psychiatry, a multi-billion-dollar business because people are recovering from their childhood. What if we created a generation of children that blossomed from their childhood, that didn't have to recover. Yes, it does affect brain power. Just like all the electronics we're shoving in their face to soothe them. You're changing the brain. Our human brain takes 25 years to develop. If you're screaming, yelling, you are impacting their development, impacting their ability to learn and remember and stay focused. It is so vitally important that we are intentional with the way we raise our children. You have to learn a system. We have a system for everything. Yes, self-esteem absolutely damaged. They stop believing that they're worthy of happiness, worthy of love. We have a system for everything. Who listening went to school or took trainings for their career? I'm willing to bet you all did, because you don't do a career without learning how to do it. People enroll in college to learn how to be lawyers, doctors, psychiatrists, therapists, artists, musicians. We all learn a system. And yet, don't you find it interesting that the single most important responsibility that we have on this planet, raising another human being to adulthood, is taken so lightly? I don't need to learn how to do that. I know how to do that. I was screamed at. I was hit. I was beaten. I came out okay. Did you? Did you come out okay? Why wouldn't you want to learn a better way? What if your kids would cooperate and listen and follow instructions the first time, because you have a system in place to make it happen? You encourage cooperation. I want you to think about it, guys, because yelling is not the answer. Ask your child, do you like being yelled at? And then they'll say no. And then you'll say, well, why do you make me? They don't make you. You make a choice to yell at them. They are dealing with underdeveloped brains, underdeveloped skills. They don't have all the answers yet like you do. Some of them, depending on their age, don't know the difference between logic, and they don't know the difference. They don't know anything about logic and reasoning. It's not in their brains yet. They don't know the difference between fantasy and reality, not in their brains yet. They don't come out with these fully formed adult brains. They're not adults, and they won't respond to you like an adult. It is not just difficult, it's impossible. So guys, I have to run. I have a client. I want to let you know that this Saturday, 4-hour free class on how to be a yell-free family. If you have decided I've got to change this now, you don't have time. Kids are getting older every day. It goes so fast. I cannot believe my children are going to be in their late 30s and 40s this year. It blows my mind. It went like in the blink of an eye. Don't wait. Take the free class. Saturday, August 24th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Register, because it'll fill up fast, at yellfreefamily.com. Yellfreefamily.com. Decide it starts with me. These generational cycles of dysfunction and abuse are not going to keep going from generation to generation. Why? I'm stopping it. It starts with me. Join the class, yellfreefamily.com, yellfreefamily.com. Sign up. I'll see you there on Saturday. I'm excited to have you join. Any questions, send me a message wherever you are. And thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with me. It is Yell Free. It's running across the screen. Chidima, can you see it? Let me put it in the comments. Yellfreefamily.com. Did that go? Yeah. And if you're watching on something other than Instagram, it is running across the screen. On Instagram, I'll put in the comments one more time. Yell Free family. Whoops, spelled it wrong. Family.com. YellFreeFamily.com. Guys, it's free. It is free. And you can upgrade to VIP, which does cost a small amount, but you also have the opportunity to get that for free. I am all about, I got to reach 10 million people, guys. 10 million parents. I have to help 10 million parents. That's a lot of parents. Join it. Be there. I'm so grateful for you guys all being here. Thank you so much. I know life gets busy and I appreciate your time. As always, guys, I wish you days filled with peace, love, tons of laughter. Don't forget to laugh. Have fun. Life is short. Should be a good time, right? Right. Okay. And I'll see you here next time on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you are in the world, Twitter, LinkedIn. I'm everywhere you are. And I'm here for you when you need me. Go to yellfreefamily.com. Thanks for listening.